Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Honey and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about all knitting content, as you've already guessed. So I'm coming to you from Melbourne, Australia. We've got a very gloomy, rainy and cloudy day today. So I hope the light's not too bad. This episode is sort of like a special one. So I'm not going to do like project updates like podcast format. It's going to be like mostly about a bundle that I've created on Ravelry for the cardigans that I've absolutely loved. So there's like I think 9 or 10 that I've saved, and I try to include both like cable, textured and more like basic stockinette ones. I think I've got like 2 more like colored ones, not like stranded colors, they're like just stripes. So yeah, if you're also like crazy about cardigans like me, stick around and I hope you can find like some maybe new designs that you've never seen before or some inspiration. So let's just jump right into it. I'll probably start with what I'm wearing because obviously I'm wearing a cardigan for this special cardigan episode. This is the silver leaf cardigan that I've recently made by Along Avec Anna. It's a lovely all over lace, only for the sleeves cardigan. It's a raglan construction. It's very lightweight, so I made this using her own yarn. So she's got like yarn brands as well. I've held fingering merino and her mohair in the color jade, which is this lovely sort of like sage green. It's very beautiful. I really like it. So it's a great layer for like spring, not too cold weather. So we're currently in spring now in Australia, so it's not like too cold, but we do get some rainy days or like sort of like chilly days that you just need a very light layering piece. So that's what I usually go for. I've been wearing it a lot. So yeah, it's a very beautiful cardigan. All right, so now let's get into the patterns that I've got. So the first category that I'm going to look into is like all the cabled and the textured ones. And the first one that I've got on the list is the Pride and Pearls cardigan by Kutavakika. So most of you might know, or if you don't know, she's my favorite designer. She's actually the one that got me into knitting. So she's very special to me. And of course I had to start with one of her designs. So this cardigan it's just super dreamy and beautiful. It comes in 9 sizes, and the yarn suggestion, like the yarn weight that she asked for, is like a light to medium DK weight yarn. So she's got like 2 samples. I think she's like for the pink one, she's using like a fingering weight with 2 mohair. So that's where all that fluffiness and like the loftiness comes from. It's an absolute beautiful color. I love that pink. And she's got like a cream and white version as well. I think she's also like combining different sort of yarns, but you can actually just substitute all of that with just like a light to medium DK. She's using 4mm needle for the body, and then the gauge for this pattern is 22 stitches. It's also like a bit of like a loose fit. It's asking for 10 to 20 centimeters of positive ease, which I think the one that she's wearing is like around 12 centimeters, which just looks lovely. She's wearing it with a dress. I just absolutely love this. All right, let's talk about the construction of this cardigan. So it's a top-down cardigan, drop shoulder, and it has like this sort of like balloon sleeve, and it has this double knitted bottom band, the front, and also like a double folded neck hem. Isn't this just so beautiful? I absolutely love this one. It has this beautiful cables. It has this like bubble motifs. I'm not a big fan of like bubble motifs, so I don't know if I'll probably make this. I might just modify that to just keep it as like, you know, like those mock cables without the bubbles. I don't know, or maybe not. So the pattern is both for the front and the back. So the back is also all textured. It has this very beautiful like I-cord tie that goes around the wrist that I feel like it just gives it a beautiful, like, I don't know, it's a very beautiful design element that she's added to this. Of course, you can just like not do that and just let it be without the tie, but I feel like that's one of the main beauties about this design. And then, yeah, and then the shoulder details are pretty beautiful. So I love how you can actually see that line along the shoulder. And she's got like a whole video tutorial for this design. So if you're a fairly new knitter or you're not too confident about like cabled or textured patterns, I highly recommend check out her video on her YouTube channel. I've actually seen that video without even planning to make it, you know, like I just love looking at her videos and watching them. So she actually breaks it down step by step. She shows like exactly how all of these textured or these like, yeah, like the cables, all of that, she shows it in detail. So I feel like that's amazing. I love when designers actually provide you with tutorials, because you sometimes just need to see how they do it, or you just want to refresh your memory, or if you're like fairly new like me, that's gonna like someone's holding your hand along the way, and I just appreciate that effort that they put in. All right, so that's that one, Pride and Pulse Cardigan by Kurovakika. So let's now go to the second one. The second pattern that I've got here is called the Smocky Cardigan. This is a new to me designer. I think I follow her on Instagram, I guess, but I didn't know that she's actually a designer. So her name is Manmi Choi. I hope I got that right. So this pattern comes in 10 sizes. She's also using a DK weight yarn for this cardigan, and she's using 4mm and 4.5mm needles. The gauge is 17 stitches, and the fit is like aiming for like a 25 to 30 centimeters positively. So it's sort of like an oversized cardigan. So the construction is like top down, drop shoulder. The shoulders are shaped with short rows. Yeah, it's oversized, round neck. It has this like smock cables and like cable stitches. It's so pretty. I love how you can actually see all those cable and stitch definition. I think the yarn that she's using is actually like helping to all those like cables to just pop out and make it so pretty. I feel like it's a bit like a modern design. I don't know, I just love this. This is just so pretty. It's very like classic. She's using like these chunky buttons as well, which has been like a bit trendy recently. I've seen it in so many designs. So again, yeah, so the front and the back, they're all cabled, textured. The sleeves are textured. I love the fit. It's just so pretty. She's wearing it on a dress, but I feel like this is like you can actually dress it up with like some pants or dress it a bit down with some jeans. I love it. So pretty. All right, let's go to the next one. Our next cabled or textured cardigan is the Siri Cardigan by Knit. This pattern comes in 10 sizes, and she's giving us 2 yarn options. So the first option, she's asking for like a 2 strand of light fingering with 1 strand of lace, or you can use 1 strand of heavy worsted blown yarn. I don't know, she's asking for blown yarn, but I feel like you can just use whatever like heavy worsted yarn that you find suitable for this one. And so she's giving like 2 needle options. So for the first option, which is like 2 strands of light fingering and a lace, she's using 6mm. So in order to meet the gauge, she's using 2 different needle sizes with the 2 different options of yarn that she's suggesting. And the second option was just like 1 strand of heavy worsted. She's using 5.5mm to meet a 15.5 stitch gauge. The positive is around 18 to 25 centimeters. The construction again is a top down. It's a raglan cardigan. The front neckline, she's shaping that with short rows. And the pattern comes with both charts and text for you to follow, whichever one like you prefer. So it has like 2 different sort of cables at the very front, and the rest is like the whole back and the under the arms. She's using like the moss stitch. So she's also have like linked to all the different techniques that she's using in this pattern, which again, I absolutely love when they do that. So there's a few techniques that she's got like as a list, and you can click the video and just it takes you to the YouTube tutorial for it. It has a very lovely drape. I just love this cardigan. I've seen it in so many podcast episodes that people are planning to make it. I don't think I've seen like many people actually making it, but I really love this. I feel like it's a very classic, elegant. She's just like very casually wearing it with like a white t-shirt and a jean. It's so pretty. I love it. I do feel like the Isayr Echo Soft that I've made a sweater in that one. I absolutely love that yarn. It has a beautiful drape. It's so soft and cozy, and she's actually asking for a blown yarn for the option that you only use like one strand, and that is a blown yarn. So I have a feeling like that would be like a great yarn for this pattern. Let's go to the next one. The next one is the Beatrix Cardigan by Gregoria Fibers. Again, another favorite designer of mine. This pattern comes in 8 sizes, and she's using an Aran weight held with a lace weight. So I think that's like, if you want to substitute with one yarn, you probably can go with a chunky weight yarn. I've seen a sample in this one that used the Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino held with the mohair, and that was an absolute beauty. The needles that she's using for this one is a 5mm plus 4mm, I guess, for the the ribbing and the neck. The gauge is 20 stitches, and the fit is aiming for a 25 to 28 centimeter positive ease. So again, it's a very oversized cardigan, and the construction of this one, it's again a top down. This one's a saddle shoulder. I've never knitted anything like with the saddle shoulder construction, so I'm actually pretty keen to learn that. I feel like it looks pretty beautiful. I don't really know how the fit is different than a drop shoulder cardigan. I probably need to give it a go to understand, but if you know, let me know. But yeah, I haven't done this construction before, but it looks so pretty on her like photos. It's a round neck. It's sort of like cropped as well, which obviously you can adjust to whatever length that you desire. So she's got like 2 different cables, and she's also again using moss stitch for the sleeves and the front. So the back again is only moss stitch. Well, the photos that she's got on her page, it doesn't actually show the back side of the cardigan, which I sometimes kind of like find it a bit not useful. Like, you probably want to see all the angles of the design to understand how everything's, you know, like designed. So I think I've seen like one sample in the projects on Ravelry that was showing the back, that I could actually understand that, okay, the back is just like moss stitch, there's no cabled or any other sort of texture. It has this vintage look to it, which I really love. I feel like her Gregoria Fibers, I've recently made a Velma top of hers, which I love. I feel like all her designs, they're like sort of like, it has a very cute feminine touch, and it's sort of like vintagey as well. I love how she takes photos of her. I think it's herself that she's like wearing all of those like clothing. I love her photography like type. It's so pretty. So yeah, this is like a vintagey style cardigan. It has a very bold texture, which I believe the yarn that she's using is actually sort of like helping with that. So I'll probably try to, if I'll plan to make this, I'll try to get something like sort of like close to this, because I feel like that bold texture definition that she's like having in this design is actually what is making it so like pretty. And the bottom band is like a cabled bottom band. I've never seen this design before. It's absolutely beautiful. I really love this cardigan. I really hope one day I'll make it. Like, this is all of these designs on my list, and I'm planning to make them one day, but you know, like, it's always hard to choose one and find the time. Okay, so that was the last one of the cabled ones that I had. The next part, we're gonna look into more like stockinette and like not textured. And the first one I've got on the list is the Romance Cardigan by Marie Christine. She's also known as Tricket Design. I don't know. I really don't know the actual pronunciation, but I hope I got it right. Again, this is a new to me designer. I've actually found her designs through her sock designs, which I'm actually making one of them at the moment. She's got so many beautiful sock patterns. And then when I like I don't know, like I'm fairly new to knitting. Again, I think I've mentioned this like 100 times, but that means I don't know many designers. So when I'm like searching or like browsing on Ravelry and I come across like a designer that I really like let's say I'm looking for a sock pattern and then I find out this designer, I usually like go into their actual page and look out at their other designs. And yeah, I really like her designs. It's like she's got like very simple and feminine, like beautiful garments. She's got cardigan sweaters. But yeah, so this one is a fingering plus lace, so it's like a DK weight yarn and it comes in 9 sizes. She's using a 4.5mm needle for the body, and then for the ribbing she's using a 3.5. The actual like ribbing at the front, she's using like combining it with crochet as well, so it has this peacock like edges, which is so pretty. So I actually miss crocheting, to be honest, so I feel like this could be like a good design for me to just like combine those together. I always really love like patterns that are combined, both crochet and knitting. I feel like it just gives it a bit of like more, I don't know, I love it. I feel like it just adds to the design and it just makes it pop out even more. The design is aiming for a 20 stitch positive ease, and it's sort of like asking for a 0 to 8 centimeters negative ease, so you can have it either like a bit looser or like more tight. The construction is top down, it's drop shoulder, v-neck. It's not a very deep v-neck, and then it has this beautiful balloon sleeves. I feel like it's a very close style to what I'm wearing with this like silver leaf cardigan, but it's even more like a bit basic, I would say, because there's no like lace for the sleeves, but it's still super pretty. I feel like this can also be like a very nice transitional piece when the weather's not like too cold and you just want to put on something. It's so feminine. I love the blue color that she's using. So yeah, romance cardigan, so pretty. I love it. The next one is the Franky Cardigan. This is a Sunday yarn design. It comes in 8 sizes. They're using a double Sunday, which is like a DK weight with a lace weight. So that's like a I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, they're using like a double Sunday with the lace weight, like a mohair, and the needle they're using is a 5mm needle. The gauge is 17 stitches, and the fit is sort of like an oversized fit. They don't actually say the actual positive ease, but from what I'm seeing on the model that's wearing it, it's sort of like very oversized, which I love. It has a very like deep v-neck. This is so pretty. I feel like this style of cardigan, like we all need at least one of these in our wardrobe. It's like so cozy. You can wear it on a dress with a shirt. You can wear it to the office if you like, you know, like you want to have something casual. I love the color that she's having this in. It's so beautiful. It's sort of like a blood orangey color. Oh, I really love this one. And it's a raglan construction. It has a double knitted bottom band. It has a very super long ribbing at the bottom, which I always like, but it's an actual pain to go over that long button, like a ribbing ending, but it always looks so pretty. Yeah, I feel like it's a very classic piece. It's just like, but I've got one issue with Sunday's design, Sunday's garden design. I can't find their pattern to purchase. I think from what I've heard, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I've heard is that you need to purchase their like books that the pattern or the design comes in with, but I don't know where to buy that. If you know, let me know, because I do remember there was like a Amy slipover of their design as well, which I absolutely love, but I had such a hard time to find where I can actually get it, and I never actually found out. So it's still sitting on my wish list and I don't know where to get the design. So if you know, please let me know. I really love most of the designs. Okay, so if the design comes in like a book that you need to purchase, how do we find out which book that this design comes in with? These might be so very like basic questions, but I have no idea. All right, let's go to the next one. The next cardigan is the Cardi Jumper by Vert Knits. This comes in 16 sizes. I've never seen any design in this wide range of size, which is absolutely amazing. So the yarn weight that she's using is again a light fingering with a lace weight, so that's like a sport weight yarn. I feel like this would be such a lovely pattern to use the Knitting for Olive with their mohair. I recently realized that so far I haven't used so many different like yarns, obviously, because I'm fairly new. But my best combination so far is the Knitting for Olive Merino, like their fingering with their mohair. It just gives it a beautiful texture and loftiness. I love it. She's using 3.5 millimeter needle, so it's sort of like a tight gauge. The gauge is 24 stitches, and the fit is like 15 to 20 centimeters positive. So again, it's sort of like an oversized-ish cardigan. It's a top-down construction, drop shoulder, V-neck. And from the notes on Ravelry that I was having a look, this one has came with an updated version recently. So the first version had an I-cord finishing for the bottom band in the front, and the second version comes with like a double knitted bottom band, which also gives you an option to like have this cardigan in stripes. So I love the stripe version that she's got in the same color. It's so pretty. I love where you like have the option to wear the cardigan as just like a top layer by itself. So it's like closed bottom, you close it, and then you just have it as like one piece without like layering it with anything else. I feel like that's such a cool outfit. And then she's actually wearing it, I feel like that's why the name is like a Cardi Jumper. So you can either wear it as a sweater or a jumper, which the buttons are like sitting at the back and you've got like a closed front, or you can just wear it as a cardigan, and that's so cool. I love both versions, both the I-cord version and the stripe version with the double knitted bottom band. I feel like this is so beautiful. So yeah, I feel like the way that it gives you options to wear like both ways, that's so cool. All right, let's go to our last category, which is more like a colored stripy version of cardigans. I've only got two here, so we're getting to the end of the list. The first one I've got here is the Daft Days cardigan by Rebecca Clow. This pattern comes in 10 sizes. She's using a DK weight yarn. She's using 3.75 and 3.25 millimeter needles. The gauge is 21 stitches. And she's aiming for 10 to 20 centimeters of positive ease. So again, this one has like two versions. She's got like a multicolored version, which I feel like I absolutely love the colors that she's using in the colored version. So I feel like this is a good pattern if you've got like some leftover yarns like I do, and it's giving me sort of like anxiety to just find a way to use them. And she's got like a version that is only using two colors, so it's more like a classic look. It's a drop shoulder bottom, it's a bottom up design, so it's not top down. And then she's using slip stitch pattern. So it is textured. This is not like a stockinette design. And it has a round neck piece. She's wearing it again by itself, which I feel like I really like. I love the black and white version as well. I love the buttons that she's using. They're like this gold big buttons. It's so pretty. I love how she's styling it with like a black pant as well. When I come to like choose designs, I usually have to think of like, okay, where's the place like I'm going to use this item the most. So I usually like either wear my clothes to the office, which I barely go. But with like at the very rare occasions that I go, I would love to wear like my own knitted pieces, you know. So like something like this cardigan, the black and white version, I know I'm able to wear that like a lot, like with jeans or with like black pants. So, or you can even wear that on a dress, you know, like it's always good to choose designs that you can actually wear them the most. Like, so yeah, I usually come up with like that question of like, okay, if I'll make this, other than the pattern just being beautiful, are you really going to wear it, or is there anywhere that you can actually make use of it? So all of these that I've got here are mainly for like, I know that I'm going to wear them and use them according to my lifestyle. So I hope they suit your lifestyle too, and you can get some ideas. All right, let's go to the last one on our list, which is the Stria Cardigan by Andrea Mori. Again, this is like a striped cardigan. This pattern comes in 10 sizes. She's using a fingering weight yarn, and she's using 2.75 millimeter needles. I feel like that's going to take so long for a cardigan to finish on that small tiny needle size, but it's so beautiful. The gauge is 24 stitches, and the positive ease, it actually comes with negative ease option as well. So the fit that she's asking for is -5 to 10 centimeters, so whatever range you like. I feel like the one that she's wearing is around 7 centimeters positive ease, and if I'll make it, I'm definitely going to go like towards the very late, like the end positive ease size. I love oversized fits. I don't really love when, especially knitted garments, if they're like so close to skin. This is a very like high v-neck. It's a raglan construction. It's a half fisherman's rib texture, which again, I haven't made before. It looks so beautiful. I've actually seen an exact sample of this at the local yarn shop that I go, and every time I go, I have to look at this, I have to touch it, I have to read the labels and all the yarns that they've used. So I feel like this is a sign that I really want to make this cardigan for myself. It's so beautiful. I love the drape. I love how it's sitting on her body. She's wearing it with her dress. She's also one of those designers that I absolutely love how she takes photos of herself wearing their clothes. I feel like that sort of like is an additional temptation to make you feel that you want that vibe. I want the vibe in that photo and not just that clothing item, which is a smart way of like presenting your beautiful designs. All right, that was the last one that I've had on the list. I didn't want to like give you a very long list because I feel like at the end of the day, we've got only some little time to knit things. So I didn't want to overwhelm you. I really hope you found some inspiration in this video. I do always like and enjoy like the pattern roundup type video. So I thought, okay, maybe I can give it a go and start with a favorite piece of mine, which is cardigans. So if you enjoyed this video and if you reached this point of the video, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up. And if you would want to see more of my content, hit that bell thingy and the subscribe button as well. This is like different ways of supporting me. This is a new YouTube channel of mine, which I'm aiming to build a beautiful knitting community that we can talk all about knitting. Let me know in the comments if you've liked any of these designs, if you've made any of them before, and just let me know what your thoughts are. I hope you're having a beautiful day, beautiful night, beautiful spring or winter, and happy knitting, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.